If you somehow missed the first playday of the new North American League season from last week, or have otherwise been living in bed for the past couple of days still crying over Canadians' retirement, don't worry, I also have been doing that, then you may have missed this announcement because it has taken me a week to getting around to making a video about it. I am nothing if not on brand. I am very happy to say that I have joined the North American League as a desk analyst for the 2021 season. Velly, Jesse Chick, and myself will be holding down the fort on the Las Vegas Land League and trying our best to read the lips of all the players' trash talk on stage. What do you think he's saying? Go on. What do you think he's saying? Obviously, I'm thrilled about this. When I started watching Pro Siege back in 2018, this is where I wanted to be, working on the broadcast to help amplify the stories of the teams and the players. I love working in a live environment. It's a good way to use the narrative skills that I used and honed in film school, and I get to work with people that I looked up to, who I now get to call close friends. It really just is a perfect storm. Also, yes, before you ask, the background is different because I was putting backdrops for the NAL on my bed before. They were on the bed because the desk used to be in that corner, and I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night. I'd have to go into a different room for the weekends because I couldn't sleep in my own bed. And yes, for the tech savvy among you, we are on a new camera now. We're on a Sony a6000 as opposed to the Canon 70D with a Sigma lens at 16 millimeters. This thing is sexy. The camera looks way better, but you really can't do anything about this face, so I do apologize for that. I've obviously worked for North American Siege streams in the past. When I was asked to fill in on the desk for the November major qualifier, I didn't know if I was going to be asked to come back. But over time, more and more events just kept on coming up, and the whole thing started to seem like one really long job interview after a while. I kept thinking it was temporary. I honestly didn't want to get my hopes up. But then things eventually got set in motion, and I just had to keep quiet about it until this announcement, which it really wasn't a secret, I guess. I'm sure most of you probably saw this coming. I can't say this part enough, but thank you for your continued support and your encouragement throughout this journey. I honestly don't believe that I would be in this position if it wasn't for you helping to jumpstart my career on YouTube way back when, because that inevitably led to casting Challenger League, which opened up a lot of other broadcast opportunities until the NAL finally came calling. But that's actually a point that I want to touch on further. I got here because I'm doing content. Between that and streaming, that does take up a lot of my time, and the NAL workload only adds more on top of that. But making videos and streaming on Twitch are two things you could not ask me to stop pursuing if you paid me. And I don't want you to think that I'm just going to abandon doing these things because I have a new job. Not everything I'm currently doing with content is super satisfactory to me at the minute, so you might start to see some old ideas fizzle out or some new ones come up over time, but I am not in the mood to just drop what helped me get the analyst job just because I have it now. The overall goal was to use YouTube and Twitch as a portfolio with the hopes of landing a job in a broadcast position, which I've always been honest about that. This was kind of a gateway to being able to do that. And now that that's happened, I'm not simply going to stop doing it. We don't work that way here. Shameless plug, and I'm not really sorry about this, but follow me on Twitter and Twitch. I know most of you haven't done it yet because there's 33,000 people here and neither one of those have even hit 9K yet. So go ahead and do it just real fast. I'll wait. Thank you. I can sit here and talk about how thankful I am for days, but I'm more excited about getting back to work and putting on a good show. But I bet you probably have some questions about this, so let me answer some general ones. How long are you contracted for? The idea is the entirety of the 2021 season. So stages 1, 2, and 3, I'm here for the long haul. Does this mean you're moving to Vegas? Not immediately. The expectation is that talent will still be working remotely until COVID-19 numbers are far lower than they are now. Maybe even vaccinations. I'm not totally sure. Nothing is even close to concrete on that yet, but we obviously want to be able to work from the studio in Vegas, and that is 100% the plan. We just need to give it more time. Will you still be casting Challenger League? More information about that will be coming in the future. Do you have to censor yourself more now because you work for Ubisoft? Well, I don't work for Ubisoft directly. I'm employed by Faceit, the company that manages talent and produces the shows. I do want to be a good brand ambassador for the NAL, but fun fact, I've already been doing that since I began casting Challenger League. So I'll still be sharing opinions on social media, even some super scathing ones, but any restraint that I show is coming from me and not necessarily because Ubisoft is specifically telling me that I must act in a certain way. So in essence, nothing's really changed there. If you have any other questions about how all of this is working, then please feel free to ask them below or on Twitter so I can clarify it further. That's it. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week on the North American League Analyst Desk. Appreciate you. Peace.